Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Karsh the Goblin. This is the Goblin Cave. It's not the Rusty Tigers. We are doing overlay work. So over the course of this stream, in theory, we're going to change a copy and paste duplicate of the Rusty Daggers show into something that looks like... No, not like that. Wrong one. Like this. Now, this is a really brief mock-up of what everything will end up looking like in theory. And so this is what we're looking to do. But that said, we have all of these things in different layers. As part of the commission work with Cat Roulette, who's done amazing work, Cat Roulette 3, that is, on Twitter, and we needed all the layers, everything separately. So we're going to rebuild to this, but we have to rebuild layer by layer, our asset by asset. And so this is what we were going to end up doing. And this is the goal, and this is the start point. We're empty. We are totally empty. We have a 1080 by 1080p, whatever, normal screen. That's what we use. And we're going to have to start loading bits and pieces in, and that's what we're here to do. So we need to actually start by going, okay, we've got a new bank file, we need to go place. So these are assets, we need the background, done. Okay, so let's resize that to where we are, and then click again. Whoops, no, I do not want to do that. So I'm not the most amazing Photoshop person. I'm using Photoshop Elements. It's not something I've learnt over the last year to use Photoshop Elements, but that's about it. So this is our basic background that's going to be in the background of our everything. And we go click. Yes, I think that's what I think was the one we needed. Let's have a look. And where am I? There we go. Yeah, so that's the wooden panels behind in the background, which you can see. Awesome. There we go. So in theory, that's going to be in the background. That's going to be our base layer. Why haven't I got things down here? It's really weird. Why am I in this side of things? I usually have bits and pieces. No, that's weird. What we're going to do is we're going to just save this and exit out and come back in. So that's going to be weird. So again, we're on the wrong one. There we go. Open it back up. For some reason, all my panels, which I usually use for my layers and stuff, just isn't there. No, not guided. Quick, no. It's just weird. All my settings are weirded out. Is this updated on me? It better not. I really hope it hasn't updated on me. Because yeah, all of my settings, all my bits and pieces that I need to use are not here. All my preferences are not here. That I usually going to rely on. And just so happens this is the first time I'm going to be doing a stream like this. So yay. Total yay. How are we going to do this? All layers? No. So how about we just go to blank file, done. Go, nope. Well, you open. There we go. Oh, it's down the bottom. Why are we down the bottom of our bits and pieces? I don't want them there. Oh well, it's there, it's there. No, I don't want effects. Layers, that's the one I was looking for. That's what I use. Okay, so that's our first layer, our back layer. And what we're going to need is the next one through. There we go. We've got it figured out, kind of. There we go. And so yeah, that's going to be our base layer. It's going to be our background. We're going to be turning this on and off because sometimes we need it, sometimes we don't. And we're going to be starting to put all the other layers in. So again, we're going to be placing everything bit by bit. So nice to have these exactly at 1080p's, but it's just not how they got saved, unfortunately. There we go. It's the next one. And we go to the next. So these will be moved forward and back to where we need them, of course. I do like this. This is awesome. Looks amazing. He's going to sit in the bottom corner. Oops, cancel that. Oh no, I misshapen it. Do that often. I really do. So place. That's why I do yes, and then come back to it. There we go. I think that's going to work. And I may make it bigger, may make it smaller. Just depends on what we need to do. Central area is going to be our map area. And place. So the central area is going to have two different elements. This is actually almost a scale. Don't need to adjust it too much. And why do we need something like this? Well, this is actually going to be our how can I put it? Our notice board. Now I'm looking into doing closed captions, and the idea of the closed captions is that we're going to have everybody going to be able to talk and to be actually write what we're talking about. Now I can do that for myself. I can set it up for myself, but the problem is I don't know if I can set it up for everybody, because it means we'll have to rewire the sound so it's picking up the audio input to the closed caption. We'll be picking up like it will have to combine we'll have to combine the output of my mic and the output of the cast mics. So that's a little bit of an issue, but it is something we want to try to do to enable those who have maybe some issues with hearing, some hearing impairments, to at least see what's being said, and to open up live role-playing shows to people that may not have been able to have that experience, because it's not something you would be able to have that experience, generally speaking, unless you can hear or at least read what's going on. And so that may be, this area here may end up being a closed captioned area, but otherwise it's going to just be a scroll of what's going on. There we go. I love the knife. The dagger is awesome. I think it actually swapped. Oh no, it's still the same side. Okay. So I think I'm going a little bit further to the edge on this, my version here. Yeah, just a little bit further. But we're going to look to try to be a little, almost identical to that one. So that's what we're going to do. Love the dagger. This is all hand drawn. Hand drawn looks amazing, doesn't it? This is it. We're rebuilding. We're going to try to get to this by placing everything individually in here to layer it in to what we need to do. How are you going, Nezha? How's your day/night stuff been going? This is what we do to build an overlay. Okay, so this is going to be an issue. We're going to need to go and click. Now for this one, we actually need to be really super specific. So we need to go, say 20. Where are we? Giving it right on 24 with this. Come on, let me do it. Come on, give me a 24. Give me a 24. Oh, my mouse is so sensitive it won't allow me to do it. Yes, this is all commissioned artwork. This is actually done by Cat Roulette. She does her own custom artwork on her channel, and she does a few Let's Plays, but she also does a few role-playing stuff, a few role-playing shows around Australia. So I saw some of her work, and it took us, there we go, 24, thank you. It took us a while to specify exactly what we're looking for. The cast members and I pretty much got to, okay, this is where we're going to look for. And what we actually found was the Razor Coast show from Critical Role? No, not Critical Role, Exploding Dice. And the Razor Coast show Exploding Dice, that was actually made by the GM that does that. And it's this very dark coastal type thing, and it had all the elements we were looking for. It's like, that's what we want, but can we hand do it and slightly change things to not be exactly like that? Which is kind of what we had to do, because we can't copy someone else's work. That would be naughty. We can, like, this is that's similar to, but it's not the same. And I think that's important, to never be the same as someone else, because that's their work. Yeah, I mean, if I had my own stuff, if this overlay got out into the internet, everyone else started using, like, what the hell? No, this is our work. Yeah, I mean, there's other overlays. If someone's just doing stuff on Roll20, I have got my base split, really thin border overlay, which just sits over Roll20 and hides the scroller, then the split and what. And I've got no problem giving that out to small streamers who are starting out, who need something just to have a base. Okay, so this, oh, why did it have to be this different color? It's supposed to be the same color. Oh my, so I've got to get this to 24 as well. Almost had it, almost, no, yeah, no, got it. Okay. And so we had that here, but if we move it here, ta-da, it's hidden. The reason why we're doing this is because what we're going to do is we're going to hide our map capture on the screen between those two layers. So we're going to hide that map capture on the screen between those two layers. And when we do it, we're actually going to chroma key the map, because most of the maps on the game are the same color, and they're all like, they're not a black and white, but a blue and white. So no, black and blue type color. So we're going to chroma key out the blue, and we're going to have it so the map sits in here, and it just looks like a map on a sheet of paper, on a sheet of parchment. That's what we're going to do. Just like we've been starting to chroma key the chat area, which is going to be this. So it's just the chat that's coming through on that color, and all the colors are removed from chat now. Man, that took a lot to figure out. But it works, and no one's noticed it, which is both good and bad. Subtlety is great. So these are the other assets we have. We go yes, we come back, and we move it. This is our Children of the Marsh, brand new design. There we go, beautifully drawn. Now I've got to make sure it's straight, which I never get straight. I'm guessing that's going to be close enough. Guessing that's going to be close enough. There we go. Yeah, it's close enough. So this is going to be our base section. This is what we're going to have. What we can do is we can put these layers underneath there. So when I'm saying, oops, wrong one. So when I'm seeing, so when I have a green screen behind me, I'll have essentially this layer right here. Oops, sorry. So I have the layer below me, that parchment color behind me when I'm using green screen. And I'm thinking of using something like that. I usually use something similar. I've got a parchment color, which I usually use, and I just hide them behind essentially these areas here. So we can do that as well. What we're going to have to do is cut holes in all the bits behind. The problem with having custom frames made is they're not perfectly square. That's where the issues come. But this is our first layer. We're going to save this, make sure we don't kill anything. There we go. Yes, it exists. Yes, replace it. Thank you very much. And so yeah, this is our first. Hopefully by the end of the day, we're going to have everything set up. We're going to have all the screen captures as well set up. So we'll be screen capturing OBS, which is always a stupid thing to do. Never screen capturing OBS because it bounces itself. But that's what we're going to do because why not? So yeah, I think they're all in a good position. We're not losing much space, although we're losing space down the bottom, which is an issue. So what I'm thinking, the one thing I need to commission really quickly over the weekend. Yep. Oh god, I wish I had talent like this. I mean, you should see the artwork that's coming for this. The artwork is amazing. Like the character art is amazing for this as well. Nick from our Blades of Waterdeep campaign is doing the artwork. I was searching far and wide for artwork for this campaign, and I hadn't seen a lot of Nick's work. I'd only seen just a very barest amount because they don't put it out there as much as other artists. And wow, I was blown away at the Critical Role stuff that they've done, and I'm just like, oh my god, can we hire? Can I hire you for this? Can I commission you? And it's like, well, I'm gonna charge you. And it's like, oh, I hate it when artists start with that, but yeah, it's so worth it. When dealing with professional artists, they charge, and they charge a lot. But it's worth it. It's, yeah. Hourly rate, like artists need to start charging an hourly rate, and that's what Nick was talking about, and I understand. It's just the catch of, if you're a slow artist, you need to be, yeah. Oh, sneezing. Wow, at least I don't have to do two mutes at a time like it was yesterday. So yeah, this is our basic outline. This is where we need to go. We also need to somehow do one of these with the assets that we have, and this one's going to be a bit harder. So I don't know how to put this one together. I'm thinking for that one, I'm going to do the same central area. Why isn't it picking up my cursor? So the same central area so this area is what I'm thinking of using for that, and just on the background, maybe, yeah. I'm sure they do. I have met a friend on WoW have a friend I met on WoW for years. She does a lot of art too, about her characters, and it looks, yeah. Oh god, if you've got someone that does this type of stuff and you think that they're great, I'm always looking for artists. We've got quite a few in our shows, and it's always something that having a good artist with a good mind, and even like their own styles, I'm always looking for something like that, because it really makes a show to have the right artists and the right artwork. I mean, we were looking, as the cast and everybody together, we were looking through multiple artists and multiple styles, and we had to try and link the artist to the style of the game. We've got Frogget Chair, Peach, who does such a bubblegum style artwork, which is so happy-go-lucky, but it doesn't really match the style that we're playing here. And we've got Jurymon Draws, who we've used for the Rusty Daggers Prince Apocalypse show, who's very realistic and very shaded and really detailed, but again, doesn't really match the show. So we need to find a between, because the art needs to try to match the show, or either be complementary or absolutely contradictory. You could have the most like you do a Call of Cthulhu horror show and have these really, really bubblegum, beautiful, cutesy bits and pieces, and that would work because it's contradictory to the elements of the show. Or you could do the dark as well and just keep the theme going. So not sure if she takes commissions, but yeah, I mean, if you find out she does do commissions, as I said, I'm always looking for artists. Always looking for artists for their work. Everyone has their own styles, and finding the right styles. I mean, having Bilby do the emotes, we went through I think that was over a week of searching through artists. Actually, maybe about 10 to 12 hours going through Twitter, going through everything, finding emote artists and finding someone that was able to have a great style, and then contacting each one of them and giving them the challenge. Okay, this is what I want. This is the brief. These are their stock artworks. Go for it. And then having them, pretty much paying them for each, paying multiple artists to see which one had the right idea of what you're trying to do, right concept, before doing 5 different emotes. And they just came across so beautifully. So, yeah. So we've got 2 more on the way. 2 more are on the way. For the tier 2 and tier 3 emotes, they're on the way. Actually, apparently being made today. I painted them last night. And the briefs are really simple, so it should be fun. Okay, so I think we're good. I think we've got the right sizing. Yeah, what I was saying is what I need is to get some dice made up. Bone dice is what we're looking for. And we're going to have a new donation system where every dollar is 1 extra dice. So if you donate $1 to a character, that person has a D4. If you donate $1 to a different character, that D4 gets upgraded to a D6, but then is taken away from the first character and given to the next one as a D6. So it's an escalating one-upmanship. So you only have one person with the bonus, and that will keep on increasing up to a D12, which they can use on anything except for damage, I'd say. So we need some bone dice commissioned over the weekend. Eek. We don't have time, and it's massive holidays in America. Eek. We'll find something out. We'll figure something. We'll do a quick one. So yeah, we're going to have the dice probably down here in the bottom. I'm thinking of shrinking this a little bit to allow for more chat dice, and bringing that a bit higher. It just because this is going to be the chat from the scrolling chat of your dice rolls and everything else, so I really want that quite prominent. But we won't know until we actually start the overlays and start linking everything. As it stands, it's almost as big as the map itself, so maybe. But I like the idea of having everyone on screen. So we're not going to have one of these screens anymore. This will be our screen all the time. That's what I kind of have to figure out. So what am I going to do? We have that, I'm going to duplicate this layer, and then just move it over here and turn it off, just because I need a copy of it. Sneezing time. Oh, coughing, there we go. Because we're going to do our cutting pasting. This is the dangerous part. Layer cuts. There we go. Everything, I think so. And layer cut. And what does a layer cut do? Ah, I did the wrong one. No! Duh. That's where I want to do the layer cut. There we go. So what does layer cut do? It chops that out of the layer. No? It did the opposite of what we need to do. Do artists charge steep prices for art and emotes? I find that everyone is similar for their emotes. Although, like, it does vary. I find a lot of Australian artists, and it's really annoying, will actually charge US dollar prices. And I find that's really, really frustrating for an Australian artist, and the Australian dollar changing all the time. So I could be charged $35 for an emote, and then realize, oh no, crap, I'm spending several $100s because they're all in US dollars. Which is like, yeah. So it can be frustrating when I don't factor in that we're paying US dollars for a lot of the work we do. And one of the negotiations is always, are we talking about US dollars or are we talking not US dollars? And so it's always something I have to be mindful of. Why isn't that working? I've done this before. Should be able to do a layer cut. Oh, it's because of the simplifications. Simplify layer. There's probably a quicker way of doing this, but yeah. And simplify and simplify. Okay, so there we go. That's where we need to go. There you go. What does it do? It puts a hole in it. So now this layer here has got a hole in it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put holes in them, because that's where the cast members will sit. But artwork, everyone's different, and everyone charges different prices, and they mainly are going to charge through their own confidence rather than their own skill. So, I mean, it sounds really dodgy, but if you can find someone who has the skill but not the confidence, you can get a cheaper price than not. Let's stop that one. But it's, if someone's actually properly trained, part of that training is to actually tell the artist, look, you're here to make a living, you're a professional, you need to actually charge a proper amount. And that's the catch. So a classically, like a formally trained artist will... Oops, nope, that one. A formally trained artist will generally charge more because they have the confidence of what they're doing, and they also have the training to actually charge a proper amount. And I know that sounds really weird, but in my professional life as doing circus, my boss for many years, his partner was an artist, or is an artist, and she was always never had enough money. She was always working hard, always working for friends, always doing like art for cheap, like for friendly prices, and etc. But what was happening is that she never had enough money because she was always working, and it was always undervalued her work and undervalued her art. And then that's not going to work. I missed that one. So she undervalued her art, but she was always working, always poor, until she started upping her prices. And when she upped her prices, she still had enough work. The work actually didn't go down. It kept up the same amount. She just had more money. And that's the thing that artists don't always realize, is that they always fear that if you, again, on the layer, they always fear that, I think this is from an outside perspective, that they fear that if they put their prices up, they're not going to get as much work. And quite often, you put your prices up, you still get the same amount of work because people still think the work is worth it. I'm one of those strange people that if I think that the person has undercharged me, I will give them a tip or I will give them more money. And that was certainly the case with Peach. Even with the tip, it was still way too low for what the effort that she puts in. So yeah, I think that that's for the water deep stuff. She really undercharged, and I just went no. But also when you're doing commissions, when you're actually dealing with artists, just give them as much information in your brief as possible, so they have the best idea of translating that into what you want, into your vision, and then just trust your artists. It is their creation. You have to totally trust what they're doing, and that's a hard thing. So with Jurymon, in the brief, I was telling her initially with the Rusty Daggers that they've all got this organisation that they belong to called the Silver Daggers, and they're all going to have a silver dagger. And so she took that idea and went, okay, how can I put that into a character? And she made them brooches with silver daggers. And when you have a look at the artwork, every single piece of artwork has that brooch of silver dagger on any, they're all hidden around the characters, but they're all there. And it's an actual dagger, which they use in combat, and some of them forget that they've got them. I forgot that they had them when I did a random encounter against rare creatures. And, rare creatures, we've got silver dagger. Kill. I thought it was going to work. So, yeah, she took the idea and the concept and was like, okay, how can we add to that concept? And she added to it in a brilliant way by just putting things in like that. So, yeah. There's just a lot of it's about trusting the artist. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing I could say is trust that artist. Okay, so that's done. Now what are we going to do with those? We can just move all those layers out of here. I'm not going to delete them. We'll just move them to the back and just group them up. And just say, rename that to... frames. Yeah. There we go. And delete that one because we don't need that one yet. There we go. So what I can also do with this is I can put... I know what I can do. Let's duplicate that. This is a dodgy way of doing it, but this is going to work. It's really dodgy, but this is going to work. So we've duplicated this layer. It's now that one. And so what we're going to do, we're going to sit it there, going to sit it here, and oh look, all the background layers are going to be there. I had to have little bits in it, just had to have little bits. There we go. Ta-da! That's a really dodgy way of doing it, but it works. Again, that will mean that when if I've got a green screen, I know none of the cast do, but if I've got a green screen, it'll come up with me in front of that. Yeah, maybe. I think it's dodgy. I think the color's too dark. I think the color's a bit too dark, actually. Yeah. We won't do that. We'll delete that layer, because it was just a duplicate anyway. And where we've got things. So we could just put these, and I think we won't put these in the back layers. because there's a lighter colour in this. I'm actually tempted of getting one of the players who are graphic designers to sort of lighten this section. It's just that little bit too dark for me. Can I lighten it? Let's see. Image. I've never really done a lot of stuff in this. Transform, skew, no. Enhance. Adjust color? Okay. Oh, that's all I needed to do. It's beautiful. So just a plus 25 to there. Go, okay. Then we have to do the same thing for this one. Where was I? Enhance. Adjust color. And instead of doing 25, we'll do... say... we'll do 10. That way it's just darker around the edges and lighter on the center. There we go. I think that works better. I think that lighter color works better. Because that's going to be the map area. We're going to be doing the map as translucent into that area, which is going to darken it again just that little bit. So I just need it a bit lighter. Yeah, I think it's working well. So I'm just going to go, okay, let's put all these into one. And go group. Rename group. Overlay 1. I do need this one in there too, because I will need that in that group. So what we're doing, that's overlay 1, that's going to be a set of like, this is where we're going to be, done. Good. We do need some background for that though. Actually, I'll take that same, what I tried, and now that it's lighter, I may try that. Actually, no, I'll quickly get the one I usually use. I have to do a finding where I store it. And do a copy and paste with my assets. Doc overlay. I will say having access to, like, I've got family in marketing, so I actually have access to Adobe stock images, and that's come quite useful. So I've been given access to Adobe stock images. Hugely useful. I think that's where we needed. Goes back down. Yeah. And then we go to here. It needs to be... we'll put it there. And place. So Adobe stock images, that's what I've done. There he is. You've probably seen this in probably a lot of stuff we do. We're just going to rotate it. Where am I? I'm going to hide it behind that. Let's bring it down one. Oh. There we go, so hidden behind there. Then we're going to cut it. So leave it to about there. Bring this one in too. You get some of the shading on the outsides. There we go. That's what we're gonna have. I'm gonna have that behind at least my one. Might be able to bring that one down as well. Just get that edging. Get that creep. So at least that will be behind my one. I might put it behind the others as well. Actually, I'll usually put it behind the others. But I don't know if that color works with the other colors of the screen. Because it's quite a brighter version. Like quite a brighter version of what's going on. I think it might not work. I think it might not work. Yeah. Actually, looking back at this one, I might just keep it grey. I think that worked. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it's pretty bright, but seeing that the show itself is going to be very darkish colours, and it is. It's the ghosts of Saltmarsh. So the whole idea is that this is. Well, it's not really horror. It's not. Just don't tell the characters that. Don't tell the players. They think it's a total Cthulhu game. They really do. So I'm thinking of just keeping this grey here. That grey kind of works for the tone. So I'm thinking of just yeah, I think it might work. Let's go back to this over here and get rid of that and just go, yes, we'll keep it there and then delete it. No, not duplicate, delete. Delete. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in where am I? Easiest way of doing it, drag and drop. Yay, dragging and dropping. And we go color match. That's the color I want. Come back here. And for these ones, we're just going to do done. How freaking dodgy is that? But damn, it works. I think it really works. I think it might work, yeah. So I'm pretty much recreating it. It's getting there. Scale's a little bit different. I'm just looking at the screen side by side. Scales totally different. But it's getting there. Now, one thing we're missing is... Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the positive thoughts. It's good that you like it because I like it too. And this is going to be this could even be a really long running game. So it's important to keep it for a long time, hopefully. So now we've got these. This was also in the asset. So we don't know where to put them though. They were originally like there, a bit larger. But this is where we scroll stuff. And I don't want anything to block. If you have it here, it may block the map. Oh no, it may not. Because this area is also our donation area too. Whoa, that was bad. Let's bring that back in. Yep. And of course, we're using Sirenscape at the moment for our audios because Sirenscape's just awesome. Oops, that was bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, pick that. There we go. So yeah, I may go there, but it kind of really just... I don't think there's anywhere that works. I just don't think there's anywhere that works for it. Yeah. I don't know. I think we might not bring that asset in. We might bring it into other screens. We'll just delete that from here and use it other screens. Yeah, so yeah, this is going to be our base of the salt marsh when we're playing. And yeah, what we're going to do though, we're going to have another one though. Going to turn that off. We're back to 0. And we've got to try to figure out one of these. Because I always like to have a face cam in case something goes wrong. I can bring it back to here and then just go, okay, we need to reset. I'm doing stuff off screen. You're not saying things. I'm just talking to the audience. I'm just talking to everybody here. Just nothing to see here while I'm doing stuff. And also I like to do the intro of myself and then bring everyone in. So how are we going to do that? I'm thinking of having the wooden background. That's our first asset. Duplicate that layer again. A wooden background. Now duplicate these layers, I'm thinking, above it, and have that more of a central. Whoa, there's people with the lawnmowers. I'm sorry about that. No, I can't do it. I can't handle it. There we go. They're going past. So maybe have this a bit more prominent up here. And get these two layers identically moved and resized. I don't think we need to go all the way out. About there, that's not really even, of course. Yeah, it looks close. There. And that'll just be my face. That's a lot of area though to fill. So maybe bring it in. That's a big, as I said, that's a big area to fill, and just have right down the bottom, Goblin, sorry, the social medias, Goblin Cave, etc., etc. And we'll key off the colours of these too. There we go. That's the colour we're going to use for our talkies. Okay. Actually, that's not going to work on that color. I think we need to key off the colors of that one up here. And maybe even ask the artists, hey, what font was that? I think that's going to be important too. I do love artists that can actually create their own fonts and they hand draw the stuff, and it just looks amazing when they can hand draw. You miss having grass? You want to do... Why do you want to do yard work? It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay, so that's the color scheme we're using. Much better. I think that works much better. Now we need to find the font. Okay. So I just sent them. Oh, God, I'm feeling horribly bad today. Just found the artist hey, just a quick question. What font did you use? Because I would really need to know that to try to mimic it. I'll try to find something similar in the meantime. But yeah, I always hated yard work. I don't know how people do it. It's a chore. I like True Lies. So the font, you may have noticed the font that I use is always the same font. It's called True Lies. It's from a tattoo artist in Europe. I have commercial license to use it, which is why I use it for everything. I paid as much for this font as I had for the entirety of for the overlays in the Blades of Waterdeep show. That's why I use it. And people go, oh, but you can't read it. Oh, but it's so good. And I paid for it. It's, yeah, that's why I use the same font all the time. Because I paid for it. I think it looks good. That's why, yeah, it's a nice, really, like, these are not gonna work. Just trying to find the lips and everything. That may be okay. It's very presentable. Yes. Actually, what I'll do, make this easier. Now I can see if it matches to the one at the top. I think that makes more sense. I think that's actually pretty close too. The bits are a little bit too much, and it's italic. It's too, yeah, too on slant. Oh, that's because it's italic, of course. Where am I? What's the font? Italic. Bold? It's closer. I think this is closer there again, but again it's italic. I don't want an italic. And again it's italic. I think we're getting close here. No. I think we're losing it. We're closer with the bolds. Having a look at the headings and banners here. I think we had to close with the bolds. Fonts are so important. Well, again, I paid for it, so I like to use my good stuff. I think that's it. I think that's going to be the closest we're going to get. Although we probably need some more size to it. And it sounds very strange as well that when you're doing something online, always put your brand on it, just so people can't just re-record and then re-upload your stuff. So, yeah, that's why I always have the Twitch TV stuff there, because people kind of do exactly that. I've been looking at YouTube and like they'll have the Daily Show, or no, they'll have This Week Tonight. Live, someone's sitting there on their computer with a capture card, like a TV card on the computer, and they're just rebroadcasting it to YouTube live. I'm like, really? Yeah, I want to watch it, but you're running ads on someone else's product right now. And on YouTube, I tried to like alert YouTube that this is totally dodgy, but unless it's your own property, you can't tell YouTube that it's dodgy. And it's like, really? Because they try to do the whole safe harbor stuff. So yeah, that's a thing. Let's see if we can get this grid up. I'm sure there's a way of doing grid. Where is the grid? Grid. Edit. No, view grid. This is how we line things up. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Got 32. And 1, 2, 3, 11, 12. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 32. Wow, I'm actually in the middle. Oh my god! I'm never in the middle of anything I do. And that means that this one is totally out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So that's ending the same line there, but it's starting way different. $13, $14, $15. Okay, so this actually has to go that way too. 1. Or that way 1. There we go, we're good. Yay! Sorry about the lost frames there, we're back. Counting is fun. Math is fun, boys and girls. Yeah. Yeah, I generally have really poor lining up of things. If you have a look at my overlays, I never do this, and it's kind of important to not have whippersnippers going past me, or sounds like a blower. Yeah, most of my overlays are just all off. I don't actually line them up properly. It's all just on my eye, and when I start doing by eye, it's like, oh my god, I've been doing this for 6 months and it's so out of place. No. Yeah, it's that bad. So there's another asset I was going to try to put in. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try to play with the asset maybe to see if we can fit it. And I did this recently and it kind of worked better than I expected. So we're going to move it into the assets that we're using. And we're going to place it here between the two. So this is the salt marsh, and then you can see the fadings on the outsides, on the inside there, or I should say. This is the artwork for the salt marsh. So what we're going to do is put it in there, and we're going to play with the colors a lot. So instead of having this here as the natural, I'm going to duplicate it as well, just so I can stuff it up, because I am totally going to stuff this up. We're going to try to kind of sepia this into the color behind. So the color behind will bring up, again, is there. That's the color behind, that's the one we want. And then bring it back and make sure I'm on the right layer. And how did I do this? Did this before. Was it that? Oh my god, now I can't remember how I did it. Oh, that's gonna annoy me. Yes. That's how we do it. So it does this beautiful effect. I'm going to have to go really fine detail and zoom in on it. But this is the effect I'm looking to try to replicate. So yes, it's still the same image. See if we can not get... Oh no, we're going to have to get the sun. Or the moon in this case. These are the broad strokes. We'll get closer in once this section is done. And do all the fine details that we're totally going to miss. I found this when doing the Bella Doc Buckless, what is it? The Bella Doc Buckless, can't remember what it was, wanted poster, that I could do this, and it just makes this beautiful, yeah, I just love the tone of it. And you still get all the colors, all the shades, without the color. In theory, I could probably even put this happening here in color still. All these little tiny areas I'm going to have to get more detailed with. Tolerance, I need to go up higher. There we go. Oh, that works. You've got the single light, and you've got the green. Oops. What happened there? Oh no, it didn't do too bad. I think that went too much. Did it go too much? Did we lose it? No, we got it right where we were. There we go. Now we're going to go back to a lower tolerance and do these. I'm gonna zoom in. Missed that. Tiny little shades. And this will serve as my my starting soon, my break page, which I really desperately needed but couldn't figure out a way of actually having one. But we need to be able to actually just swap off and go, look, don't look at us, we're having lunch or having dinner or whatever, we're talking, we need our own private time, we've been in character, we've been stressed or whatnot. That's why I find it really important to be off screen on those breaks. And it's also why some of our breaks take so long. Because we just get distracted. We're just like, we need some time out from role playing. Should that? Oh, I've done the wrong color all this time. Holy shit. Sorry. Sorry. I've done it the wrong color. It should have been that instead of that. Oh no! Yeah. Ah. So there's going to be a lot of Control Z's. I've got it, thankfully. Yeah. Undo, 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 undo. There we go, the bigger ones. And I'm going smaller ones again. I've got Control Z keyed. It's like, oh yeah, I've got to undo all of this. Or I just do this. Yeah. Let's go to here. Delete. And duplicate again and try again. Kind of why we did in the first place. This is the one we need. This is the color. We use that. We'll go to the high and just go paint. Yes, I want to simplify. Done. That's the color we're looking for. Not a black and white. There we go. There we go. That looks a bit better. That comes across much better, I think. Let's see if we can still, we'll bring this right down to minimum tolerance. And see if we can still get that green there and the light. Oh, we've got to deal with that. Big waves we missed. Oops, a few arrows in there. What do you think? Nice effect? Changes things dramatically. Got a little bit of green in there. Now again through here. Let's get these guys. I want to keep that staff. And I want to keep as much of this bright light from the lantern as I can. Done. Give me a quite a bit of fine tuning through here. Yeah. Hey Flaming Scott, how are you going? So now Flaming, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you would have this for your lurking. Yep, that's exactly why we made them. But it's always good to lurk. Welcome in. We are doing, we'll zoom out, new overlays. So we are trying to replicate this, and we've been okay with that one. And then we're now making a starting soon, etc, etc. I might need to get someone to phase that in a bit better because I'm not good at that. Oops. There we go. There's a few bits in the water which I'm going to miss. Need to probably move that tolerance up a bit more. Yeah. There we go. Well, anyone that comes in here would think I'm actually doing an art stream and being an artist. Oh my god, no! I'm not one of those. Again, don't want to interfere with that stuff. I like that green colour. It is such a... oh, such a nice one. Like to have that, the only thing of colour on the entire screen is that green light. I think would work really well. God, yeah, I think that works well. I need someone to phase that though. Fade the two in. So I'm losing a lot of that because of the fade. Am I losing it because it's not too high? Oh, there we go. I think that might work. Yeah, that way we're not seeing that fade as obvious. And maybe down the bottom as well. Oh, there we go. Now you won't see that fade in as obvious as it was. You could see the line above the top. Now it works much better. And the only thing this you can see is that green dot. Yes! I think we've got a good one. I think we've got something that's gonna work. Awesome. I'm impressed with how that worked. I didn't expect it. Yeah, that's great. What we're going to do, we're going to save again. For that overlay. What we're also going to do is do a web version. I don't know where this is going to come out, so I'm just going to go, hi, I'm over here. Don't look at me. Because that's going to happen. Because I just don't know where it ends up in all my folders and stuff. Yeah, it's going to the wrong folders. I thought I was supposed to do, because I use this for personal as well as streaming, although almost entirely for streaming. And it's not Marsh. There we go. There. Oh, now I can see the. I can see on this side too. There's an issue. I need to bring you out further for that fade. I'll just do it that way. Again, so that way you don't see the fade image. You just see the fade in. Yeah. Again, I'm going to have to do that Same hidey. And that way what I'm doing, all I'm doing is creating a save for web. So I can tweak that out as a... Replace, yep. Now, what I can also do is use this as my backdrop as well. So what I'm going to do is going to start moving into here. And we're going to replace pretty much all of what you see here with what we've just made. Oh, I just see some dodgy stuff. Oh god, that's bad. I'm going to fix a way around it, but we'll figure that out. So what we're going to do, we're going to go turn that one off. And what we actually have here, we've got two layers. We've got one layer here, and you can see that it's now, like it's opening up. So we've got two layers which are pretty much identical, that are not. So that's the top one, and that's the bottom one. There's the bottom one. And the top one covers, so it actually slips underneath, and I'm in between that layer. What we're going to do, we're going to we're going to do some saving stuff of what we just did. The image. Oh, hey the magical fish. Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Karsh. Thank you for joining the Goblin Horde. We need more goblins all the time to fight off those pesky kobolds. We are building overlays today. So SM background. And going to there. And this is going to be very different. You're going to see something very different very quickly. Where am I? Come on, where am I? Wrong place, that's where I am. I'm in the bits and pieces. So yeah, we're building overlays today. We're doing something very different. We're preparing for our new show that's coming up next week actually. That's the one, SM background. And so that's the new background. So that's what we're going to have as, I think this works as a first person screen. But we're going to change the foreground as well. So to do that, we're going to pretty much do the same thing. We need to hollow it out. How are we going to hollow this out? We need to hollow that part out here and the bottom. So we'll also probably move me. Move me. Where am I? Why can't I move me? There we go. Should be able to move me now. To there underneath that layer. I'm going to be a little bit bigger. It's not an ego thing, it's just to get the clippings in. And also to show off my amazing beard, my amazing mustache, which is horrible today. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this one, and how am I going to do this? I'm going to... I know how I'm going to do this one. I'm going to turn this off. And turn that off. And turn... Okay, so let's... So what I'm going to do is fit myself inside that fade, because there's a beautiful fade that they've been put in. So I'm going to fit myself inside that fade onto the sheet if I can. So I'm going to cut the center out so I can actually sit myself in there somehow. But that's the issue right here, that it's not central. I have to cut the corner. Like cut it there at an angle. So let's see. Duplicate that just in case I stuff up, because I'm totally going to stuff this up. Totally going to stuff this up. So I think this is the one we need. Quick selection, lasso tool. And layer cut. So that's what we're going to have as in front of me, and I'm going to be inside of that. Some sharp edges there, but hopefully they'll be hidden. I hope they're going to be hidden. Or we just have that. Okay, let's go back to here. Let's undo. We'll do this layer cut again, but a bit more precise. Want to get as much as possible. There's a lot of fade there which I'm not using. I want to use as much of that fade as possible. I should have gone further on that side. Let's undo that again. One more go. And cut through that, cut through that. Do that. Not as steady as a mouse as I used to be. That's the cut I want. Layer cut that. Disappear. That's what I want. So that's going to be in front of me. And we're going to put that in front. There we go. So the magical fish, how are you going today? Sorry I haven't been talking. What are you up to? What brings you into the channel? My name's Karsh. We're doing some overlay stuff. That's exactly when you came in. We're doing overlay stuff today. The idea being, let's go to a save as, is we're doing a live how to build an overlay, or how I build overlays on screen. Where is that? Where did I put it? SM. Stop that. SM. Foreground. Sure, there's an E in there too, but nope, not there. There we go. Done. All good. And so what we're going to do is put that in front of me over here. Oh, I've got a horrible cold this week. And not filters, properties. Change. Take it off the Princess one, which we're pretty much building this off. I found building off another overlay is so much more useful because you have that base, especially when you're doing a lot of screen captures, which I do a lot of. And now, ta-da! There we are. That's how it works. I think that works really well for a nice. I have to reduce myself quite a bit from there because I'm far too prominent now. Come on, give me a. There we go. Far too prominent. I want to keep that, have a little bit of that fade up above, to show off the fact that there is a fade there, a graduation. There we go. So now we have a FaceTime, which is awesome. We have almost a starting. This is just the base starting that we were working on before. So let's do the starting soon. So it's pretty much the same where we are, without all the silliness of what we just did. There we go. And we have this in there too, because I loved how that worked. It just, yeah, beautifully worked. And then we're going to have a starting soon in there somewhere, maybe from top or bottom. Oh, that's right. I need to clip all that out, didn't I? So there's a little area there I can see through, and a little area here, here, and here I can just see through. I need to actually get rid of those. So there, on this layer, I'm going to cut a little bit from there out, and from there out, just a little there. Okay. Now I know how to use the lasso tool. Whoops, that was really silly, but kind of worked. So layer cut, and then just hide that. I know I can probably fully delete them, but just not too confident, so I'm just doing it as layer cuts. Because there's no pixel select. Oh, because the middle one layer, of course. Layer cut. So I'll clean up all these later, so they're not just layer cuts and they'll be proper deletes. Again, wrong layer. Yes, I know. Silly, silly, silly. And I think, no, we're good there. I think we're good to the rest. We'll just do a just in case one. Just in case one. So yeah, as we moved it out, we actually pulled it outside of the barrier, which is the annoyance of having it non-uniform. But having non-uniform is custom art. So you're getting pluses and minuses there, that's the issue. The big issue. But it looks amazing. So wouldn't do any other way anymore. Always custom art. So hey everyone, welcome in. Feel free to chat. What we're doing is a new overlay set. The idea is we're working towards having something like this. And we've already actually built kind of this, but we haven't saved and started uploading it fully. We created the face one, so that's what we've already created today as well. We're working off the same image of what we have here, and so this is going to be our trying to work on a starting soon and our returning soon screens. So we always have a break in our shows because our show's about 4 hours long. When you're doing full-on role-playing for 4 hours, we generally want to break halfway in the middle, and it's usually 10, maybe even 15-minute break. So it's always important to have one of those. So I've got that there. I think we're going to use the same style. And maybe, just don't know if I put it there or here. I may put it here and just fade it, like have it as a transparent maybe. Just have it in the background. Yeah. So new layer. And there, same as what we have. And let's get that. I don't know. I think it's central might work. If we go central, we may have to do it bigger. I don't want to go too huge. And let's try to reduce the pop of it. I know you want to have it pop when you're having a message, but when everything's kind of like faded down, I want to reduce that to being in line with everything else. So how can I do that? No, I don't want any of that. Colors are right. I could use a different color, but no. What I want to try to do is, there's got to be a way of making it transparent, or translucent, I should say, not transparent. Transform, enhance, enhance. Sorry. Super Troopers. Lovely. Stupid movie, but absolutely hilarious. Actual pixels, no. Print size, no. Might try to do a style setting on that. That may do something to it. So simplify layer, and then layer styles is here. Okay, so I can play a little bit with this, but I never really have a lot of confidence with them. I can never really have much confidence with them. Level down. I don't know. There we go. What have we got here? That may work actually. That's a nice little effect. But again, it makes it pop instead of hiding it. I'm trying to actually filter it down into opacity. So we'll keep that there and see how it goes. We may actually put that into this. So we'll go... copy layer style. And... nope, we do it this way. Paste layer style. There we go. So that's got that same layer. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be big enough to actually say, look, we're starting soon. Like if I have it bigger, I want to fade it, and if I have it, yeah, I don't know how to fade it. I don't want to how to make it more translucent. Really don't want to play with the magic eraser because that can do stuff I don't know how to do and how to fix. Enter back, starting soon. For no. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Blowing might be good. I don't know what I'm doing with blur. Okay, so we'll leave it at that, and we'll just do a copy of that and do the returning soon. If I can spell returning. What the hell have I done here? There we go. Still made a mistake, didn't I? Okay, so there. Why isn't it? That's a bit weird. So this is starting soon. That's what. That's the. What's going on here? Something totally not going on here that I want. Why isn't it allowing me to click on what I need to do? Because I've changed things? I think it may be because I've changed things. Let's have a look. My enhancements. I shouldn't have changed anything. Not that I did that. Oh. Okay, so that should allow me to then edit. Even that's not allowing me to edit. That's really surreal that I can't actually edit my own. Turning soon. There you go. There you go. It's moved away from being a text for some reason. That's what's happened. Whoa, I can't spell anything in that. Wow. There we go, returning soon. Oh. And then duplicate that one. Starting soon. And change the time. That was powerful. Okay, so I think we've got it now. Starting soon. Returning soon. Though they're way off in their alignment. Oh man, way off their alignment. Delete these two. So guys, returning soon, starting soon. I think that's what we need. I think that's good. Do our saves. Then we go to here. Gonna be a big difference. So this is, oops, wrong man. Marsh. That's a big difference. From that, all that colour, to all that mottled. I like that so much better. Big, big, big difference. This is going to be the same mottled colour. Same image, just, yeah. Such a different perspective on that image. Go save as. There we go, we'll swap the brake one in. There we go. So we're getting there. We still haven't gotten to all this yet. This is the scary section. Oh, ouchies. Okay. We're also going to need a credits roll. So we have. This is our normal credits roll for. Because it's been changed. Oh, just because it's been changed, it's, yep, gotcha. Let's remove this. I do love Peach's art. Foreground Chair does amazing artwork. It's so cute. When she actually commissioned this art, no, she made this art for herself, and I just paid her for it and said, can you please finish it so I can pay you for this, and we'll do it as a commission. And he's like, oh, really? It's like, yeah. Absolutely loved it. Just so I could put it up on the printer's screen. But let's delete it because it's got nothing to do here. But that said, it works, the colour works well. So I think this is going to work in this favour here. We're going to be removing all of the tip jar stuff. So all this here is actually several bits and pieces. So we've got a chest, which is made up of a front and a back. So the back has everything. Then in front of that, the tip jar itself. Then in front of the tip jar has the front. So the money falls down over the backing, over the back opened chest, and then into the chest itself. It's a nice little trick we picked up. But we're going to have to cancel all of that because we're not going to be using it. So take that out because that's our stuff in there. So yeah, I think that works awesomely as a credits roll, and we have that back and forward. We got the foreground, we got the background, and it's just been picked up instantly as the same things. So yeah, awesome. Just going to change the names too, actually, because they're, yeah. We'll also be going through and editing the scroll to have our new cast members, because it's got cast members of everything else. So let's do the credits roll. This is a bonkers. I haven't asked everyone their names, what they're going to use, so I won't do that yet. I'll get the information to update on the weekend, but I've got to get it done. So currently we have a starting screen. We have a break screen. We haven't done the Roll20 screen. This is a absolute base mock-up. This is one piece of paper. Doesn't exist. We have a face screen. Always important. This is just for me to go, okay, don't look at here. I've got to fix up the overlays. Just hi, and then do all the overlay stuff. That's what we do with this one. I also like to do the introduction there. We don't have an all cast screen anymore. This is going to be totally deleted. So we move that to the bottom. And we have a credit screen, but we need to do the actual cast members' names, their social media accounts, if they have them, and etc. etc. And also change it to being this is the Salt Marsh game, because this is still set for Prince of the Apocalypse game. But and also, of course, the artist is not going to be Joe on Draws. It's going to be Nick Fart Smart, and the overlay artist is going to be in there, which is Cat Roulette 3 at Cat Roulette 3. So yeah, we're getting there. Okay, so we're here. Now, I think the last part to really need to get doing is we need to group all that into one large overlay. And then we're going to just group it up and just ignore it. So rename group. Start. Break. Credit. Base. Yep. So that's all the starting, that's all the credits and everything else. And we'll go back to the one we were working on before, which looks similar to what we had or what we're trying to get to. Of course, is this. And we're going to start saving it and putting it in to kind of where we're going to do. And then we're going to start doing our screen captures, which is even more fun. Ha! Because they're going to be all over the place too. So yeah. Now, is there anything else I want to try to change with this? I like the grey background. The grey actually kind of works. It's the right tone for the background. So when we do the green screen, it'll be a grey background for me, and anyone else that has a green screen, which I don't think anyone has. But it'll be nice and dark and grey. And I think it works for the tone. So I think we're going to go, well, we're going to start importing. What do we need first? We need a base layer. So the frames come last. So your base layer is this. Actually, no, it's not. Your base layer is this. Base layer is that. Then frames and the map overlay comes after that. Let's bring frames and map to this section here as a subgroup. As a foreground group. Again, no E. But come on, let me E. There, foreground, yes. So we're gonna, oops, turn those back on. When we turn the group off, it's that. So that's your back group. So this is going to be background, and then we have foreground as two separates. So this is what we're going to have the first. So what am I going to call it? SW everything, SW all foreground. I think we're going to do. Yeah. SM. Ground. And save. Save. And then we're going to swap. I'm going to go, no, I don't want any of those. I should probably. Do I need that? No, I don't. So that one should be that one. We would show this as background. Group that as background. Group, thank you. Name group. So I find making sure like you do those small steps now. Like I edit these all the time, and we're going to be coming back to these once we get the names and all the other bits and pieces as well up and running. So we'll be coming through. This is not going to be a completed thing today because there's always going to be more stuff. There's got probably about 2 or 3 hours more stuff, maybe 6 more stuff to do even when we finish everything today. So this is going to be foreground, then we can turn that off, background. So background, then foreground, yes. So save as. And same thing, all. I remembered the E, but can't spell the rest of the words. Okay, these are all the assets that we use for all our scenes. We use quite a few scenes. I know not. I know not everybody uses this amount of scenes. But when you're doing something like a live role playing, I like to be able to switch between. This is the first time we're not going to have a screen like oops, where did I put it? All the way down. It's the first time we're not going to have a screen like this where they're all on screen at once, really big. Because if you have a look at this, and if you have a look at this is about the same size. So we're really much focused on the same size when we've got our map as well. Because we're not having a lot of hidden, not a wasted area. Because in this one, there's a lot of wasted area above, beside, and below. We've got everyone's faces and we've moved them in instead of really bringing them out. So in this time, we have pretty much the same size, and we're gonna have everything else in here too. We're gonna move these to where it needs to be, put them to the outsides, and have a workable area instead of wasted space. So yeah, let's go to this one, which this is just a mock-up, a total fraud. Hence, like we've got, not there. Where are we? We've got so many things going on here. No. That one? No. What is live here? I'm trying to figure out what's live. We got a back. And there are frames. There we go. So, to change that, we're going to change this to frames all. That's going to look different because this is a different size and shape of everything. For some reason it's actually quite a different show, but we'll see. Why isn't that locked onto the screen? Hello? Curious. We'll figure that out in a moment. We'll get the next one in, which was the background. Oh, that's why it is, because it's... No? What did I just do? Let's put that back. I got no idea what I just did. Let's get this one up and running. Unlock that. Unlock there. There we go. Not playing nice. Lock that to the side. Lock that to the side. That's our overlay of everybody. Cool. And that's our frames. Now we can lock that back into where it needs to be. Great. Put that away. Done. And we bring up this one, which is the background version. We're not using the draft, which was just a mock-up, which we did. We're using what we've built, which is slightly different in form and function. Much different in function, actually. There we go. It's a little bit bigger too. There we go. Now, I'm having a little bit of a problem here. Where is all the black stuff going? We're missing a lot of stuff in the layering here. Oh, that's right, because it's not in. I had it on invincible. We're here. We're done. Yeah, we're done. We're good. So this is it. This is where we are. This is what we're happening. Yes. Awesome. And the screen caps for everyone is going to take a little bit of work. That's my only. I have to do that live pre-show when everyone's in, and we need to. Whoops, we got someone beeping. We need to do. I need to move that up a little bit. I think. I love that there's shadow. Great. Yeah, I also need to yeah, just to move everyone to where they need to be. And I need to do it with the 3, 4 and 5 cast. And I think that'll work really well. But what we're going to do now is play with the fun stuff. We're going to save everything we've been doing, because it works awesomely, naturally. And there we go. So save, awesome. Close that down. Now we're going back into Roll20. So we haven't had we've had Roll20 up all this time. We haven't been using it. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump into, say, first map. A little bit of zoom in here. This music's starting to get to me, so I'm going to have to turn it off and probably change to something else. We've been listening to Sirenscape all this time. This is the Ships Ahoy pirate music. It's just, after a few hours, it's like 2 hours of this exactly, it's getting to me, so I'm going to turn it off to something else. Let's get some tavern music in. There we go. There was a tavern there. There we go. Stop that. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So the drunken bard. There we go. So what we're going to start doing now is our screen caps. So we'll change that across to here. And that's working. There we go. So this is one of our screen caps. And as you notice, it's translucent. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So it's a little bit out of shape, so we need to move that about. So we didn't know about how big and what not to use. Well, that's really weird. Oh, that's right, I need to adjust everything. Okay. Go to our transforms, edit transformations. Nope, wrong way. Not transformations. Properties. No, wrong one. Filters. Crop pad. So extend that. No, we want to go exactly to that. We're going to be able to go right down to the bottom. Brings it down to going to be just above that. And then bring it into the left. So you don't want the taskbar there. And now I've got a pretty clean image here. We can then have it pretty much about there. And I want to have it higher. Oops, I'm bringing it down one higher, bigger, there we go. So I'll put it to about here. There we go. We're growing! And it's readable, it's not amazing when you're using this type of translucency, but it works. I was really hoping that that dagger was an asset, a separate asset, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. So it's a little bit in the way. We'll have to just put it here instead. There we go. We'll overlap the asset just a slight amount. There we go. So that's our chat bar. Oh, we've got barriers on the inside. I need to change that too. Can't have that. Can't have that. It looks horrible. We go to filters. And we go. Oops, other way. I'm going to move that barrier there. There. Now there's no barrier there, and it looks like it should just sit there. So what we've done here is we've actually chroma keyed. We've edited Chrome, Google Chrome, with the style. We put our own style in to counteract the colours of Roll20 on the chat side of things. And so we've made all the colours one colour, and then we've just chroma keyed that colour into chat, or into the screen grab, or filtered out that colour in the screen grab. So it's not perfect, so you can see a little bit of colour issues there. That's because that colour and that colour here is going to be slightly different than what I'm seeing on my screen, but we've got it very similar. And so when people do their rolls, it just comes up and it's simple and it's legible and it looks like it should be there. There's very little colour. There's still the lines, which I don't like, but yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah. But it also reads these out and it's not big bright white compared to what we had before. So yeah, I'm really impressed with having it this way. I think it works amazing. Above, we could even put chat. Like we could even put that as a chat area above, which is like just below me here. But what we're probably going to do is hey, this is how to do money, like do donations, etc., etc., blah blah blah. I think that might work. We're always looking for more money because these things are very expensive. Artists are very expensive. I mean, they're undercharging me, I know they are, but it's still, for a small studio like this, it's really cheap. So it's really expensive for something to present this type of quality. And the other party trick is why we're doing all of this. Because we now have a map which does that. Yes! Holy crap, yes! Ha ha ha! So I'm going to screen capture this. I'm just going to move the GM layer stuff out. I'm just doing a quick screen capture. How low does it go? It goes to about there. So even my stuff here, you can't see my stuff on the screen as much. You can see that, but... So... That's fully legible for me, but for everyone else it's less. I don't want people reading my stuff on the screen. There we go. I love it. Absolutely love it. I'll have a big smile. But this is going to be our, essentially what we're going to be doing. So another thing we'll try and do is like the captions underneath. So this may have been just an area for our captions. And I was thinking that could really work. But I can work my speech into there. But I can't redirect everyone else's speech into there. So it's either going to be mine or everybody else's. I've run out of ways of playing around with sound, unfortunately, unless we can add 2 different audio sources in. Because I really do want to have closed captions. Have that option. Overlay a little bit. Okay, it works. Awesome. So yes, I think we've done well today. What do you think? I'm impressed. I'm very thankful that we were able to do it. We can bring carrot sheet up in here. You can barely see it, which is an issue, but hey, again, you get these effects, well, you have to pay something. Dice work. Actually, yeah, so look at the colours that have just disappeared because I'm actually taking them out. We're going to have to look into that because not all the dice are going to come through. So we need red, orange, yellow, green. That's only 4, we need 5. I think pink. I think these ones here are going to be the colours that we have to use. Maybe the dark blue. Because yeah, we're taking away a lot of the colours here to get what we need to for that. That's why we can get to that. Otherwise, it is just, there's a filter. That. Which is, yeah, boring. Like, quite boring. Actually, we need to put that layer. It's in one layer. Both of these are the wrong layers, actually. There we go, there's our fade. There we go, so there's our fade. We didn't have the fade in as well. So yeah. Get that working again. Wrong one. Yeah, so you have that fading, which works so beautifully in this map. And most of these maps are going to be that. Front map. Even my taskbars, you're not even picking up most of it. I have these things in the background. Ugh. Let's zoom in and see if we can actually see this. See how it picks up. No, there we go. Oops, wrong layer. Ah. There's chroma keying that as well. No, it works. I think it works. That's come through quite nicely. Have a look at the others. I think we're good. I think we're going to be okay. Should have won actually a new layer. What? Oh, did I put it to the map layer? I did. Silly, silly, silly. There we go. So I think we're good. I think it picks up beautifully. The only issue that comes in is when we transition from here to the other maps. So yeah, that's the only issue that I have. I might move the screen capture just a little bit so this is hidden. Have a look at the screen capture of the map. Yeah, that moves it just a little bit out and being a little bit bigger too. Yeah. Yeah. So I want the map as big as possible, but I like the fact that I can put stuff down here and it's not really invisible because it's a GM layer. If I put the layer low enough, I mean, you can barely see that there. You can see a little bit of visual glitches here, but that's because there's stuff there. You can't even see the numbering, like there's stuff here, but you can't see it again. But I think it works. Why do they? Sorry. They've got 1 square equals 5 feet. Just put it on the damn map layer. God damn. There's so many of these that are not actually on the right layer, which I've got to go through and find. And like, not just that, but those. Oh boy. So I think it works. I think it's going to be very, very different visually to have all the maps. This is, nobody does this level of bits and pieces. I mean, for the chat side, for this, sure, there's a few people who do it. But like, at least there's one person that does this, and I've seen that as like, oh my god, how did you do it? How did you do it? Spent a day trying to figure it out, whole freaking day. I turned the whole screen green and then color keyed it and like, what? No, I can't stand that, and found another way around, and then found another way around again, because these boxes, like the printout boxes, were too bright. And that needs to be a capture cursor though. It does need to do a cursor capture. So these parts were too bright compared to that. So I found a way around it. Yeah. Let's got capture cursor, that's good. How much side do I have? Not much. How much top do I have? Again, not much. And not much. I'm pretty much capturing the entire... But on the upside, I can just put stuff there and minimize. Monster, bullywog, minimize, down. You can barely even see it. If I put it down here, you can't. That's actually on the screen. You can see the mouse here. So I've got all that area now. Works. Although that obviously shows up when I do that. That caption isn't as good as it needs to be. I need to tweak that. Works on this side, but I need to tweak it. Let's have a look, see if we can figure some things out. Filters. It's all about the filters. That works better. Wow, it brings it so clear. It really brings it into clarity. How does it do the other stuff? Looks good. There we go. Oh, I actually rolled a 6. But then that's really dark. We still have that contrast there. I think that's probably going to be the darkest I can do it. So I have that at 50. So I'm just playing with the gamma, contrast, and brightness. That's all I'm doing. Yes. There we go. That's a weird one. That's actually what we don't want. We want to hide that as much as we can. Actually, we'll go over here and we'll show it off a bit more so you can see the edge. That's the edge you can just see. I just want to bring it out of that edge. There we go, and it's hidden. Awesome. Have a look at our dice. No, that's the wrong one. I think we're good. Hey Highness, how you going? We're doing overlays. What do you think? How you going, Highness? What are you up to? How have you been? Are you at work today or just taking a break? So we're starting a new show next week called The Children of Saltmarsh. We have built this today from scratch. We are using chroma key for the map, so all the maps are going to be chroma keyed out. When it loads, you'll see. We're also using chroma key for all the chat box side of things. Yeah, it's all hand-built, hand-drawn maps, or hand-drawn everything. Of course it's not loading. There we are. Now it's loading. So that's the map from our perspective. And I'll show you what the actual colour is. That's what the map actually is. So all the maps in this game have the same colour except for the village map. So I was like, well, let's play with that. And we were always going to have this outside of like the map outside, or like a parchment. And we discovered, oh, we can actually do this. And I think it's going to work really, really well. No one does this type of stuff. Yeah, I'm really impressed that I was able to figure it out. It took me a long time. I'll just put the filter back. Go. And it's going to be a very different looking show. We've also built this, so we're going to have to move that, of course. Of course, our returning soon. Again, we need to move that. This is going to be our normal game screen. We're not going to have an all-cast screen anymore because we're all going to be on screen with big enough visuals anyway. Whoops. And we've even got a face screen. So we've done a lot of work today. The artist that we're using is Cat Roulette. She's an artist streamer. She also does Let's Plays, and she does a lot of D&D stuff and custom overlays for D&D shows around Australia. So yeah, having her on board to do these overlays was such a lucky thing. She's been great to work with. We've got new artwork coming in from somewhere. Let's get rid of that out of there. We've got new artwork coming in from other people. So yeah. That's clipping really badly here, isn't it? Yeah. The music? Oh, sorry. Sorry. We're also using Sirenscape for the music. And I'm sick, so I can't speak up too loud. But yeah, we've got Cat Roulette to do all the overlay stuff. We've been building all this today, and it's just been such a big thing. Even the credits kind of works. We're going to have to put the real names in there. But this is going to be the credit screen too. It's a whole new thing. It's a whole new look, a whole new everything for the channel. We are going to do custom art or custom overlays from now on for all of our shows. Unfortunately, the main show that we do, which is Rusty Daggers, they're going to be the last to get their overlay. It's because they were the first to get a semi-custom overlay. So they will still have this version for the time being. So probably a month or two because of the amount of money it took for it. But they're going to get their own custom overlay. So we're going to have this show starting next week on Wednesday in Australia time. I'm thinking USA time. And wow, that's clipping badly on that side. I'm going to have to change that. I hate it when green screens clip. But yeah, so super happy, absolutely amazingly happy with the work. Let's bring that down so I'm not. Oh, it's still going to show me clipping, isn't it? Oh well, it is what it is. I just need to be on the right side. Yep. So yeah, it's just this a new way of doing things. How's my goblin? He's being an he's actually been good this week. He's been sick, so every night He has his dinner, he has his shower, and then he's taking himself to bed. He just grabs his teddy bears and everything, says bedtime or sleep time, and just takes himself to bed. So he hasn't been amazingly, like, he hasn't been well behaved, but he hasn't been tantruming like he usually is when he's sick. He's just been kind of withdrawn, but that's okay. So he's just been himself. It was last week where all the bonkers stuff was happening. I mean, just over the top bonkers. The first time he ever sneezed and put his hand in front of his mouth to sneeze was last week. And then he sneezed and went splat, and then started playing with the goober in his hand. So a lot of pluses and minuses last week. A lot of really disgusting minuses last week. But it was good to see him, progress, and super cute. From knowing that he was doing something wrong at the library when he's supposed to be right next to me, he's like slowly inching his way towards the vending machine, and I look over to him and he's looking directly in my eyes, just waiting for me to see him, and he's like, busted, and he starts coming back. So yeah, he's been cheeky, really cheeky. But this week he's just been sick, so we'll see how he goes, and his mum gets to play with him over the weekend. Hopefully he's super sick with her, because we're separated. I don't care. But no, he's been himself. So yeah, and I've just been reading and doing so much work on not just the overlay, but this new show. 5 new cast members. We've got characters made up. We've got artwork coming in. We've got like all this stuff coming in, and then it's like, oh yeah, the source material was only released like 2 days ago. So of having to be like, we made up all the characters before even having the source material, because the source material is built off stuff from 20, 30 years ago. Oh, what was that? I don't have the alert because it's not coming through. Hi NRD Forge, thank you for the follow. Thank you for joining the Goblin Horde. We need as many goblins as possible to fight off those pesky goblins, pesky kobolds that keep on destroying my computer. I've just turned off all the alerts because the alerts were there. So I'm going to have to figure a way of putting some of the alerts back and removing some of the others. Because what we have here is I'll show you what this is. We've got our chest, which hides in front of the tip jar, and we've got a behind chest for the back of the tip jar. So when you do a tip, it falls down over my face, behind the back of the tip jar, behind the chest lid that is, and into the chest. So a little bit of a sneaky there, but we can't have that. So we're going to have to go and remove it all. No. Because we're going to try to have more centralized. Yeah. But we should have the alerts back on. So I'll go back to one of the screens and do that and remove all the... Okay, so that's going to be right. Because they're all kind of linked to that. No, that wasn't linked, of course. The alert's going to come through on that one. Where does the alert from that one come to? It's not telling me. Oh, it's hiding. Oh no, that's because I need to unlock that one. So I'll do the alerts over the map. That comes through there. There we go. So how's the sim racing going? I keep on seeing you in Assetto Corsa. I'm having issues with Twitch watching people, and I've had a lot of late nights working heavily. So I haven't really been able to jump in and say hello to people like yourself, which I like, just sitting in the chat, and yeah. So I'm sorry I haven't been around. I've had issues that I can actually delete now. This was it's trying to pick up Photoshop, which we've been using all day. Did I just delete something I shouldn't have? Oh, I hope not. Let's go. Starting screen. Returning screen. Roll 20 screen. That's what I should have just deleted then. Are you sure? Yes, I want to delete that. Okay, face screen. Credits roll. All casts, which we don't need anymore. Okay. I instead of deleting the screen, I added one. I'm not using my screen deck because that's not keyed in yet. Wow. Hi NRG Forward, thank you for coming in. You can be free to talk. I'm here to chat. I've just been relaxing and doing a lot of overlay stuff for upcoming stuff. Yeah. So sim racing is going well. Learning and having fun. Having fun with the sim racing is very important. That's kind of why I've had to take a break from iRacing, because it just became an issue. Yeah. I will say, Humble Bumble had Wreckfest on for really cheap recently. I don't know if it's still there, but like, yeah, like really seriously, Humble Bumble had it for super cheap, and if you haven't got Wreckfest or you've never played it, it is great, stupid fun, like amazingly stupid fun. I'll just quickly checking if it's still up on, because their sales can last a fair bit of time. Let's pause that and whatnot. Yep, 3 days left on Wreckfest for, what is it, $29.20 Australian, 55% off, and it is stupidly fun, absolutely stupidly fun. If you've never played it, I hugely recommend it. You can fun it with your steering wheel. If you do, just put your steering wheel to like 720 for the rotation setting. But other than that, yeah, it's just so much fun, and it's not clean racing. Absolutely not clean racing. So I've got a Humble Bumble partner link down below if you want to do it. I don't think it has VR support, although it may. I'll just check on Twitch actually. Let's have a look. Bring up, not Twitch. Bring up Steam. Because that will actually usually tell me if I can type things in properly. Because you only play things in VR, so that, yeah. Let's see, single, multiplayer, online multiplayer, Steam Workshop, partial controller, stats, does not have VR support. It seems. Yeah. Ewing is only set up for VR. Yeah, I understand. But yeah, if you played non-VR, it is so good. It's got a lot of the physics you have in your normal games. It does dirt and asphalt and sand better than Dirt Rally 2. Massively better than Dirt Rally 2. And it's just fun. But if you're only playing VR, you're only doing VR stuff, then yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. Because that's how you set up. I mean, my rig's set up for how I do my stuff too. Let's close that and check something. So my only issue with my colorization is that this is going to be the map. This is the normal map that we're going to have. Oh, why is that on the wrong layer? I've been going through this and all the stuff, like all the all of these things here, like the north, south, and everything. They're on the GM layer, but the players need to see them. Or like the such and such is like a 5-foot square, or it's a 10-foot square. No, the players need to know it, not just the GMs. See, my only problem with how I've captured and my filtering of color is that these are going to be really out there in color. I don't know how to, like, I've got an issue with having the color so wrong. So that's the map itself. This is the only colored map in the entire game, and of course we're going to be using it. So I have an issue with it being, yeah. What I'm thinking of doing though, actually that may work. What I'm thinking of doing is, what I can do is take this and go through the same thing as this image, because this was a full color image, and I just changed the like I painted it via tone, and so we still get the same. Oops, we still get the same map totally, but we get that map with the right tone to fit in with the background tone. I think that may be the only thing I can do. Yeek. I actually think I have this map somewhere. Yeah. Ah, bugger. The other thing I was going to say, have you been to any of the Twitch TV events? I know you're only breaking, probably not going to be long. I went to the Sydney one this weekend, and it was amazing. Got to speak with so many streamers. They like, it was great to meet other streamers, get ideas with them, share stories, share bits and pieces, and network. So if you haven't been to one of the Melbourne ones, hopefully there's a Melbourne stuff happening soon, and hopefully you can get to them, because they're so much fun. Like, we had a you wanted to, but ran out of tickets. Oh no! The Sydney one run like the Sydney one, the first one that we had this year. We max capacity the actual fire safety of the building. It was a test of the building itself, because they were new. What's the name bar? A new gaming bar. So it was like their first big event, and they said, okay, we have a max capacity in this building of like 150 people. So we had 140 streamers. It was so loud, you couldn't move, you couldn't talk, and this time they brought it down, thankfully, and you could move around a bit more, you could talk a bit more. It was still loud. There were still people talking about losing their voices at the end of the night, but it was better having smaller, but the tickets go so quickly. So I don't know where you do it in Melbourne, but you gotta be so fast. You gotta be on the ball. You gotta be like constantly just like I had my ticket for the Sydney one before they made the announcement. Before they made the Twitter announcement, I had my ticket about an hour early, because they did it first on oops. Yeah, I had it first from Discord. I had already registered and everything. I knew that they're going to go quickly, and went bang. And they just, yeah. I mean, they're not selling them, but lures the RSVPs so quickly. So yeah, they're so much fun though. Like, our one was promoting Rage 2. So, I don't know if you can see them, but we'll do the big screen. I misused my screen deck. So there we go. So Rage 2 merchandise, which I will never ever use. I probably won't even get rid of, but it's a thing. It was good. It works. It was fun. What am I going to do with this? I might have to go back to exactly what I was doing before, and oh, I don't want to have to do this. I think I've got an asset of this map. Actually, I'm pretty damn sure I've got an asset of the map. I do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the asset version of the map, and colorize it, or decolorize it. This is going to be a weird. This is really going to be strange. I'm going to go to this screen quickly so I can then move this screen away, change the screen out of the way, and then just quickly go to Photoshop, bring that up, an editor. Let's see what I can do here. And then make another one of, oops, no, I need to bring my project back. Yeah, this has been my day. I knew I was going to be doing it, so I thought I may as well do it on stream. I've got probably about half an hour before I have to go. Hi everyone that's just come in, my name is Karsh Goblin, this is the Goblin Cave. We are working on overlays today. We are designing and building from scratch all the lovely overlays that you'll be seeing right here and now. So yeah, stick around and say hello and join in the fun. I'm here to chill and have fun. Sorry, just saw the numbers go up. Really bad for that. We're going to do this. I'm going to be disappeared for a moment. Just give me a moment. I'll put myself in here. Where's my video? Video capture, existing. There you go. I'm here! Don't worry, I'm here! And of course flip it, because I hate it when I'm looking the wrong way. There you go. Looking the right way. This is building from scratch. What the heck was that? No, I don't want slideshow. I don't want to do that either. No, that is exactly what I want to do. Exactly the one I want to do, but it's really big and it's on the wrong layer. There we go, and move that down. So we're going to, actually, again, I'm very pedantic in everything I do. Edit, transform, make it longer. Yeah, stretch the film. Oh my god! It's stretching, but you won't even notice when we're up and front. There we go, 1800. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a new asset in here. Move that up to there. I'm going to delete that one. And what's our new asset? Our new asset is the Ghost of Salt Marsh map. That's what we're using. And what we're going to do, we're going to decolorize this baby. Okay. Let's actually flip it first. Where am I going? So we go simplify layer. Rotate it to there. There we go. I know that's going to be an issue, but yeah. No, that was right. I had it right the first time. Oh well, we're doing it this way. This is what's going to happen. No problem. Thanks for coming in. It's always good to see you. Always good. Just going to spare my emotes because I love them. Oops. Why isn't that working? There we go. These are new emotes we've just got in. So Goblin Love, me the Karsh Goblin, and the lurking screen. So go back to work, have fun. I'll see if I can pop in a bit more often. I've just been blah. And most nights my internet's just been horrible. So thank you so much. I'm going to do a quick looks really fun. Done. That's what we're doing. Exactly that. So just getting the color out of this map so it matches everything else. One more down here, I can see it. Oh, even more down here. Didn't realize the outsides. I think we're good. This is going to be our base map. This will fit in the color scheme of everything else and not stand out as not this color scheme. Surprised it worked this well. A few issues there. There we go, done. I'm going to save this as something separate. I'm going to upload this separately into the game itself. Salt Marsh Town. I was always going to number the town anyway. I was going to put that up at the forefront, so this actually kind of works. Let me just go minimize that down. No, we'll keep it to, we'll go to the face screen while we're doing the hard parts. We don't need to see all the bits. Well, I'm just uploading the image really. It's not that hard either. What have I got here? So to have a Salt Marsh, Icy Daggers, Cthulhu, Water Deep. I don't have a Salt Marsh asset set. Asset set. So Salt Marsh. There we go. That's our Salt Marsh asset set. And we're going to upload exactly what we just did then. I could get a better image, it would have been better, but I just didn't have one. Actually, that... it was only a JPEG, that was the issue. Yeah, the issue was it was only a JPEG. I can probably get a better version of that same thing come through. Move it in. Salt Marsh done. And what we're going to do, we're going to... How big is that? 36 by 48, 47. Just duplicate that. Pretty sure I can duplicate it. Why can't I duplicate it? There, I can duplicate it. Done. Right size as well. And then what we're going to do is we're just uploading that same image we just edited into that. Need to turn it back to... Where are we going? I don't know. The dimensions. 37 by 40 something. No, that's just weird. Oh, this is horrible. What's going on? The image is just horrible. Oh, what am I doing there? Needs to be map layer. Oh, it's just, nah. It's really, really, ugh. Let's see if we can, oh no, that's coming through. There we go. Better. Still very much skewed though. How can I change this? There we go. Ah. So I'm just talking to myself. That's okay. We got beeps coming through. Um, oh, I should have colored. Oh, that was the wrong key. I just realized I did the wrong color key. Wow, what a silly, silly, silly man. Let's have a look at this. Let's go back to that one. So it's up and down. I've stretched it the wrong direction. That's the start. So we've got to go to advanced, set dimensions, units, 45. Works better, but we're still the wrong direction. We need to go that way. Actually, what is my height and what's my details here? I'm 3647. 3647. I was actually pretty damn close. Drawing. Am I? I was super close actually. There we go. Now that's the town. I don't think it's going to work. I just don't think it's going to work. What I'll do, I'll swap back so you can see. Where's the old 20? There we go. That's what we're looking at. It's just not working. I'm zoomed all the way out. Sure, but and if you can compare that to the forced ones we do. Oh, I've even turned it off too. Wow. That's made, that's, wow, wow, whoopsie. There we go. That's the color. Then we'll do the map. Oh, we lose even more. We lose so much more. How am I going to do this to try to get that back? I need a better copy of that image, really. That's the best way of doing it. I need the best copy I can get for that image. Hey, I might get some of my hardware bought. Yay. Yeah, so how am I going to do this one? I want to get this working, but it's not going to work. So let's go back to here. We're capturing just this. We'll move this out the way, get that out of there. Go back to our salt marsh stuff. So we'll start undoing our pastes. Actually, no. We may as well undo it by now. There we go. Undo it, undo, undo. There we go, we're back. So what we're going to do, we're going to have to find what is our sepia color that we're specifically taking away. We are taking away, wrong button, filters, that one. Go back here. There we go. Here, and we'll choose a color which is going to be exactly the color we are taking away. There we go. Now in theory, if I then paint it with this color, it'll disappear. In theory. In practice, it's totally not going to work like that. And I'm very much aware that it's not going to work like that. But we're going to try. Because in theory, communism is awesome. There we go. So there's our grid, and we're going to paint. We'll go up around the 100. This didn't like it at all this time. Okay, let's do the first one big and work from details. So let's go over 200. There we go, done. One big shot. So we have a blue map. Done. But it's the exact shade of blue of what we use. We may be able to get that detail back if we upload this. So where we go, save as. Salt Marsh Town blue. And okay, done. And then we have to upload that image, which will take just a moment. And I don't know if you're going to lose the entire image or if you're actually going to pick up enough. Because the darknesses in in this image is really, it's not dark. So I really need something darker than what it currently is showing. We'll see once it's loaded. There we go. Okay, it's loaded. Let's move it up to where it needs to be. And across. So what is it? It's 3640. 3647. We'll duplicate it. We have multiple tests on this. Okay, I think that's right. And set dimensions. 36, 47. And it's taking time to load, of course. Just gave me a blue blob for a little bit. Okay, it's loaded. And we're going to zoom out a little bit. What's happening there? Okay, it didn't really fit itself to the size of the map properly. Okay, I'm just having to manually drag it. Don't worry, I'm almost there. There we go. It's certainly lacking the detail of the coloured version. We'll see what we can see once we actually bring it in. Okay, so that's what we've done on the edited. Let's change our scene to the reveal. Yeah, nah. Just like, nope. We're losing so much. The darks are not dark enough. We're losing so much in the capture. It's just not going to happen. Damn. So we're going to have one color screen. Oh well. What we'll probably end up doing is having this scene specifically... Oh no, I can actually key in the turning on and off the filter with the Stream Deck. I think that's what we're going to have to do. The turning on and off the filter with the Stream Deck. I tried. I really did. Because we wanted to get that. But what we're going to have to do is just turn the filters on and off. Well, there's other filters I can do. I've never seen global filters or scene filters. Interesting. Awesome. I've never seen that. I can play with those. But yeah, what I'll do is just have a hotkey to turn that on and off. And that's okay. I mean, that's an okay position for it anyway. So having it there, I can hide just under there. I don't have much room compared to other overlays. Most overlays I have room from about there down, and that's where I keep all my bits and pieces. But this one I don't have much. I have pretty much one layer down the bottom, maybe two on this side. Yeah, not much area at all. But I think that's what we're gonna have to have. We may have to bring it in too because of, you can see the edging. Only with the colour one we can see the edging, the bottom and the sides. Again, the issue with having custom overlay is having that exact problem. Little bits are there coming up. Damn. How can I fix that? I could probably actually fix it with some really highly creative cutting and pasting. So I'd have to put a cut and paste part of the overlay there and there for the underlay to hide when we're using that area. Like highly creative, but it's possible. I might actually end up doing it. But I think that's it for today. I think we've done well. We've got our main overlay. We still need to do this underneath me. We'll need to do names and placements of everyone. But I need to ask all the cast members what names they want to use, their social medias. What we might also do is right above me, right above here, we're probably going to have the characters' names, also the players' names. So that's always going to be there on screen. And then below we're going to have the character, so the character name and not the class, but the concept. So what I mean by a concept is we're going to have a clergyman or an acolyte, so a lay priest, that type of thing. We're going to have a, I think, forest person or woods person. We're going to have a noble's daughter or young noble. So we're not actually having class, we're just having concept instead to really break away from the class side of things, because I see a lot of people, they say, oh, I'm a grave cleric. It's like, really? What do you follow? It's like, I'm a grave cleric. It's like, well, what god do you follow? No, they don't get out of the whole class aspect and they're into the character. Their class is the character, but for me, the class shouldn't be the character. The class adds to the character or gives the character mechanics. I've had people argue with me with oh, I want to be such and such class. It's like, but that's unearthed arcana. I don't allow that in games, period, because it's not balanced, it's not released. As, oh, but I want this class. Like, it's not happening. Why don't you, like, but I need this class to be this character. It's like, well, no, you don't. You don't have, like, I think they were talking about being a jester or a clown. It's like, well, you can just be a bard and be that. Heck, you can be a thief or a rogue and be that. You don't need the class to become the character. The character is the character. The class just gives mechanics later, and they don't have to even match. So we're going to have a noble fighter, and do you think they're going to have paladin? Hell no. They're going to have other bits and pieces. So it's the concept, not the class. And I think that's really what's going to be different in this one. And we're going to go older school. We're going to use the first edition D&D risk reward, so the rewards are going to be much higher than what they expected. Yeah, they're going to be taxed. But that's going to be a thing. Just to bring it down a little bit and bring it more gritty. And having all the players start as essentially children. Whoops, losing frames. That's okay, I'm going to sneeze anyway. Nope, I'm good. So yeah, we're going to have like a very down-to-earth style of play where everyone's essentially children. We're going to probably start it where everyone's being talked down to by the elders, just to really to hammer that side home that they are just children and they are just new people. They're not going to have weapons. I mean, I think there's only one person that's going to have proper armor, and that's stolen. There's going to be a couple of proper weapons in again, but that's going to be stolen. They're really, really starting out very base. And they'll be picking up things on their way, on their journeys. And the reason why we're doing the whole first edition version of it is because what they pick up in first edition was much bigger than what you pick up in fifth edition. So in first edition, there's maybe 5 magical items in the first area for like level 1. Or level 2, wherein in the 5th edition, I don't think there's one, like not a single one. So we're really going to change that quite a bit. It's like, hey, you can have a magical X, or in 5th edition, you can have 13 gold. Let's go to the magical and let's really do like gritty location and low magic, but we'll have like the like high magic finds type thing. We'll see how it goes. We may have to bring it down later because like if the players may be unkillable later on. So we'll see. But yeah, we're trying to have some fun, and I love how this is working. It's just yes, it works. It works. Oh, that's even worse. That just looks so bad. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun. I've got a lot of work to put in. I've got to do a whole rewrite of at least the first encounter initially, and then probably rewrite the next one. Because we're working off the U series, original D&D, 18D, I should say, first edition, and that's going to take a long time. I'm also going to do, because everyone's from the town, I'm going to do a rewrite of the town so they know all the locations. Actually, while I'm here, I can do that now. Just quickly before I have to go. So, map player, thank you. Map player. That was supposed to be about over there. And map layer. So I have actually got them really in like faded far too much because I do like them really faded. But when I'm trying to find them all, I'm gonna miss them if I don't. There we go. Map layer. Layer. So the players will actually know these locations, these keys. Because they're from the town, they will know that such and such location is a tavern. That this one here, number 14, that's the council chambers. So they're going to know all these locations. So why not just give them all the locations and give a brief write-up. They're not going to have all of them, but they're going to have some of them. Like, whoop. Let's go to the front. I think I hopefully did that right. Yeah. So they won't have all the details that the GM has in each location, but they're going to have information of the locations. There we go. Almost there. There we go. And we're ignoring this one here. So there are technically 30 of. If they had 31, they'd be even better. Because it's like, where's 31? It's like, what 31? I think that would be best if there was like, where's 31? But no, 29, 30's the last. And we're ignoring that one. It may come up later. Once they, like, if they discover it. It's one of those hidden things. And I'm sorry, but they've got something there and they just needed to have not had that there. It shouldn't have been there. There we go. We're all good. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm quite proud of what we'll be able to do today. My overlays used to take like 50 hours, I think. My original overlays was 50 hours. That was the longest overlay I've done. And that was just bonkers amount of work. And it worked, it looked good. But it just, yeah, then required a rewrite. So that was actually this. This was the 50-hour overlay from scratch. We've been able to make this today, all whole set from start to returning to our main Roll20 screen, our face screen, which needs to go up higher, to our credit scroll. We do need to change this credit scroll because, well, we need everyone's names, what they're going to be using, etc. Because it's really important. But from that, we're good. So awesome, awesome, awesome. And we're going to head off. So thanks everyone for coming in. Thanks everyone for everything. And for the follows, of course, from NDR Forge and the Magic Fish. I love the name Magic Fish. That is awesome. Floyd Henry, who followed me when we were offline. And as well as Dungeon to Table, who also followed me offline. I think they were both from a game which was last night. And they were in chat and we were just talking D&D stuff. Dungeon to Table is a new show, D&D show, which has Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing, as well as a love of food. So role-playing and food combining into one. And one of the things I do know about role-plays, there's go to a role-playing convention, there's a lot of overweight men. So it does happen. I'm not just saying it's stereotypes, but there's stereotypes for a reason sometimes. But he's starting his session 0 next week, and he's going to be doing Salt Marsh with a brand new group of role players as well. So I think his idea was start with Salt Marsh and then just see where it goes. Ooh. So yeah, that's it for now. We're going to head off. We're going to do some social media stuff and get some lunch maybe. And yeah, so we'll be back later tonight, maybe with some sim racing actually. We will see. So yeah, bye for now. I've realised I'm on the wrong screen. Let's do this properly. There we go. Bye for now. I'm trying to press the stream deck, but it's not. None of that's keyed in. I've got to do that next too. Thanks everyone for being here. Bye.